Welcome to Sips and Sticks. I'm Reggie. Got Sean and Dre with us, man. We want to thank y'all for joining us. We got a good show today, man. We got some guys that are doing some big things in the DC DMV area. And we love what they're doing. We've been watching these guys for a while, man, and it's nice to get them on and finally get their word and see what they're about, man. So join me in introducing our guest, DC Smoke Week. Thank you guys for joining.
No doubt, no doubt.
We got our guy Kevin and we got our guy D, man. We want to thank y'all, man, for joining in, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys have showcased a lot of positivity in the area, man, and what you're doing through social media and through the cigar game. You know, a lot of us probably know, you know, the cigar game in different aspects, but you know, it's good to see some brothers doing something different in the area. So like to congratulate y'all guys on that, man.
Yeah.
Blessings, King. Blessings.
Yeah.
Likewise, congratulate you guys too, man, because even doing what you guys doing, you're providing a service out to the community, and it's this platform that people need to, you know, people can come on here and speak their voice, and they have a voice that can be projected across the internet, across the world. So this is absolutely a great thing. So
yeah. Yeah, man.
It's dope. It's dope to see brothers doing positive things, man. So, you know, kudos to y'all. We appreciate the compliment as well. You know,
Yeah, man. What y'all smoking on today? Sorry, Sean.
No, you good.
Oh, man, you know, we got to big up our sponsors for DC Smoke right here, man. So Monte Cristo is in my hand right now. Big ups to Monte Cristo for sponsoring DC Smoke with us.
big up to Placencia.
Mm-hmm.
Placencia is our main sponsor. We're smoking the 146.
Good guys, man. Both good guys. Met the rep from Valencia the other day at shout out to Jay over at Cigar Town in Herndon. He had a great event with those guys, man. Yeah, man. So let's get into it, man. First question, man, for you guys. I know you know, we went on your website. We saw that you had, you know, some of the background on you guys, but let's get it from the, you know, from you guys' mouth, man. How did y'all get started, man? What made y'all get into the cigar game, and then what made y'all want to do major events, especially a big event in the DMV area, cigar event?
You want to take it?
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
So we, you know, I've been smoking cigars since '98. You know, love cigars. We love everything about cigar culture. D and I connected a couple of years ago, and as a result of us connecting, it was on some business stuff. But then next thing you know, the first thing we did when we met, we went to a cigar lounge and started smoking cigars. You know, kind of how we got into the DMV area with trying to bring a different experiences. You know, one of the things that we do when we travel, we're always smoking cigars. So then we started thinking about how could we kind of curate an experience here in DC where people can come out, have a good time, put some clothes on, especially during the pandemic or right after the pandemic, because it's still kind of going on right now.
Yeah, man.
But get involved in a way that they can come out, have a good time, and have the ability to smoke cigars, which is really what we were trying to drive, but do it in a way that it gives people a different experience, so they'll want to come back and do it again. Mm-hmm. So as a result, we started doing kind of monthly events. But even before we started doing that, we had a thought in mind about doing kind of a multi-day event. Right. So some of the things that we started doing, we already had the vision of what we were going to do. Then it was kind of when we were going to do it, and then it was how we were going to execute it. So as a result, you know, we did a lot of what I would call homework, just around going out to different cigar weeks, meeting different people, getting an idea of some of the things that they're doing. But we always had a vision that this is what we wanted to do. And our main goal is to turn this into a yearly event. And what we're going to do is we're going to build off of this event and make it bigger and better each time. And we're going to bring, and the other thing is we're going to bring a different experience every year with this event. This year's event is really around our charitable foundation and giving back. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But that's kind of how we got started, and it's blossoming into a great event.
Yeah, man. So have y'all always been in the DMV area? Did y'all move from out of state or?
So, I'll just speak for myself. I've been up here since, my parents lived up here. I've been in DC area since the 80s. I went to college. I've lived all over the place, and then but DC's been home.
Yeah. For me, from originally from Dayton, Ohio. Big ups to Dayton. Went to undergrad at University of Cincinnati. From there, got a phone call one day to take a job offer out of DC. Pushed back a little bit, but that ended up being one of the best decisions of my life. Fast forward, 14 years later, I'm still here. Love the city, love the culture, love the environment. So yeah, 14 years later, man, I'm still here, not going anywhere.
Blessings, man. That's good stuff. I hear a lot about, I respect a lot about what you guys are doing, because I know it takes persistence and a good team. Can you kind of touch in on, what some of the challenges have been to orchestrate an event of this magnitude?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Yeah. A lot of moving pieces, man. One of the things that Kay and I discovered when we first started down this journey, it's hard to find indoor, outdoor smoking venues in the DC area, right? Other cities have affinity for cigar smoking. I think DC tends to just tolerate it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But DC has such a rich cigar culture, right? Which boggled our minds on how hard it was to find venues that would actually support what we were trying to do. So I think that was probably the hardest thing about it. And then next, man, is just all the little nuances putting a large event together, right? People see it as just 3 days, but it's 3 days, 6 events. And there's a lot of small moving pieces within each one of those events. Luckily for us, man, we have a pretty strong team. We're a team of 7. Shout out to Freestyle Group, man, for everything that they do every day. We meet nearly every other day, standing calls, check-ins, things like that. So there's a ton of background work just to put on a 3-day event for our guests. And I just hope they appreciate it and love it.
And the other thing too is, D and I both have, other companies. We've had other companies in the past, and maybe different than maybe how other people run things. We run this like this is a business. Make no mistake about it. So D talked about us having weekly meetings. We do touch points in the middle of the week. We treat this as a business. This is not just something that we're doing as a hobby. This is a business. There's money involved. There's people involved. There's leadership involved. So as a result of that, you have all the same things that come along with running a business that you have to deal with. Which is, and obviously the lack of smoking places in DC area is one thing, but then it's also the management and going out and working with other people, working with vendors. There's a lot of touch points involved with making all this stuff happen.
Absolutely.
I got a quick question. So how do you feel DC Smoke will be different than other cigar events? I'm sure, like you said, you've been to a lot of them.
Yeah.
What do you feel is going to set your event apart from those?
That's a really good question, man. I think it could be answered in multiple ways, right? But I think, in our travels to different cigar weeks, New York City Culture Cigar, Philly Cigar Week, Black Smoke in Miami, Vegas, etc. What our goal was to do was to capture all the greatness that they were doing, right? And how could we incorporate that in the DC Smoke? I think, some of the uniqueness things that we're doing differently than some other cigar weeks, we really wanted to touch every palate, right? Yes, it's a cigar week, but it's catered to anybody who wants to come out and have a great time, right? Cigar smoking just happens to be a part of it, right? So catering to non-cigar smokers just as well as early cigar smokers to all the way up to cigar aficionados, right? So if it was one thing that kind of set it apart, is how we're catering the overall event. But we hope we're doing the other cities proud and what we're bringing here to DC.
And the other thing too is our event is it's being sponsored by a non-charitable charitable foundation. So as people come, we've incorporated, we're kind of incorporating all types of different genres. Like we have an open night celebration that's going to be, we're hoping people put some clothes on because that's just how we carry ourselves, and all of our events are that way. But then the next event's a black tie event, right? Black tie event's going to be maybe more of a social networking, come out, have a good time. And then we're doing an all-out block party. And that's basically just come through. We got a block shut down. We're going to go old school, have a good time. We got live music, we got DJs, we got food. And really the big thing though is the give back with what we're doing. And that's the real thing with this whole experience is we're giving back to support our veterans and to support the homeless, which I think is a little different than what everybody else is doing. So
Right.
yes, we want to turn up and have a good time, but we want to do it in a way that we're also giving back.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us a little more about the charities and just your process of choosing charities?
Yeah. So the Peace Circle Foundation is the nonprofit that Kay and I founded. It was based off the name. It's pretty much, it was generated from the fact of, a full circle of life, right? Both Kay and I have been fortunate to have really good careers in our day jobs, and we're at a point in our life where we want to give back, right? And what better way to give back is to focus on two things that mean a lot to us, both homelessness and our veterans. Growing up, not homeless, but also not well off, right? So experiencing, understand what that life is like, and then coming up here, so many different family members of my family, Kay's family, are veterans and things like that, understanding the challenges that they go through. So our mission statement is to serve underserved communities, families, and veterans. Right. So with that, for this one, we wanted to focus on two charities that we knew would make an impact in this local market. And that's how we came to Thrive DC, who focuses on homelessness, and then Veterans Health and Wellness Foundation, who focuses on our veterans, making sure that they understand their benefits, gets access to their benefits, and all of the types of knowledge for them. And when you look at most of those smaller foundations, one of the key things that they need is funding, right?
Right.
And we may not be able to go get our hands dirty as much as we like because of our full-time jobs, but if we're able to curate a event that can generate funds to give them so they can continue on doing the work, it was a no-brainer for us at that point.
Yeah, and that's just as important as being.
Yeah, for sure. Hey man, so let's get into it, and let's get into the plan for the event, man. What's the dates? Again, go run down the events you got going on, and anything else you want to give.
Yeah, so the dates are September 9th through the 11th. We have it's 3 days, 6 events. So let's start on September 9th. We have a meet and greet that we're going to do at Casa Monte Cristo right in DC. That's going to go from 1 to 5. That's going to set up people that can come in. They'll check in. We have a gift that we're going to give to our people who bought 3-day passes. And that event's going to be just kind of a good networking event. We're going to have a live saxophonist playing in Monte Cristo, just to kind of set the ambiance. It's going to be a great event just to kind of come in and say hello. I think we're also going to have a cocktail.
Yeah, Uncle Nearest is sponsoring a welcome cocktail for all of our guests.
Yep, we'll have a welcome cocktail for all our guests. And then that night, we're going to transition over to Eaton Hotel, and we're having the rooftop. We have DJ Miss Her. She's going to be there DJing. It's going to be a great event, and obviously you can smoke out on the rooftop. So, part of what I've been, and I'm glad we're having this conversation because there's been people like, hey, man, I don't smoke cigars. That's fine. Every event we're going to do is going to have an indoor-outdoor element to it. So we can cater to non-smoking people as well as people who want to smoke cigars, and that was the whole key behind all the locations that we picked. We wanted to give people the flexibility. They can go inside if they don't want to smoke and they just want to have a drink and network and entertain, or they can go outside if they wanted to smoke a cigar. Because, I personally, I don't go anywhere unless I can go smoke a cigar. I don't.
But you know what, Kevin, that's important that you brought that up, right? Because we see a lot of drop off in participation when people aren't clear as to what's going to be involved in the environment, right? And I think one thing people forget And one thing that we always try to push is inclusiveness, just including everyone
Absolutely.
as part of the experience,
Absolutely. We wanted to be inclusive as possible. So like we pick these events that way, and we also pick them outside so that we're also in a pandemic, so to speak, right? So we need to be socially conscious of COVID is still real. Like still getting COVID, even being vaccinated. So like we wanted to make sure that we didn't have people feeling confined in an enclosed space. So all the locations that we pick kind of have an indoor-outdoor element so that people can feel comfortable and feel safe, whether you smoke or you don't smoke, you can still come and have a great time.
Yeah.
Then on Friday, we're doing a cigar. It's called Cigar Talk, which obviously we're going to have an excellent group moderating this panel for us. That we've put together, and it's basically we're going to have the cigar manufacturers from Placencia, Monte Cristo, and then we have 3 other small brands that will be involved as well. And we may have another large manufacturer that we're kind of working on. I don't want to let anything out the bag just yet. And then we're going to have kind of a cigar education that we're going to also do outside of that. And then we're also going to have some a bourbon tasting as well, which Uncle Nearest is going to do for us. That's going to go from 1 to 5, and that's going to be a barcode. And we're going to use their outside patio. And we're also going to use part of the indoor facility of barcode as well. Again, indoor, outdoor. I want to make sure we're accommodating everybody. And that should be a great event. And the purpose of that event really is going to be kind of laid back. But we want people to understand cigars. We want them to understand the industry. I know that you guys are probably going to ask some great questions to the panel. But really what we want to do is educate people more than anything else. I mean, there's a lot of people that say they smoke cigars, and we want people to really understand how cigars are made, what goes into marketing cigars. And then at the same time, we have some smaller boutique brands. We want them to talk about why they got into the business as well.
Can you speak to the cigar smoking experience in a casual environment, like what that means in your perspective?
Yeah. So well, I don't think I understand the question.
So when I'm very new into the cigar game, right?
Yeah.
And my vision of it, my understanding of it is, and my takeaway is, it's an experience, because the people I light up with when we have conversations, the depth of those conversations, they go places, because that, first of all, when you light up that cigar, it takes a long time to get through it.
Yeah.
Right. And
About an hour.
Right. For sure. So I'm, based on what I'm saying and what my understanding is, I want your interpretation of it. Like what do you, so sitting next to your man 50 grand, y'all light one up. Where's that go? What's that look like for you?
Well, so now I understand. So a couple things for me. I have a lot of things that my life is very busy, right? Through my family, through work, through multiple businesses, through doing events, so like for me, cigar is therapy, right? There's a level of relaxation. There's a level of just unwinding that I get out of smoking a cigar, right? So like, as I'm sitting here having this conversation with you, I am smoking a cigar because this helps me just unwind, relax. It's therapeutic. The second aspect of it, though, is most people don't realize, this cigar, I have no idea. Obviously, I know Placencia made this, but like, what did it take to make this cigar? Like, how is this cigar made? What are the contents of this cigar, from the wrapper, the binder, the filter? Like, how did all that come to fruition? And I think that's the piece that we want to make sure that people who smoke cigars, they actually understand, when you're smoking a cigar, how was this made?
What kind of tobacco you smoking, all of that.
Correct. And then you think about think about how many cigars are out in all these different cigar shops and cigar lounges all over the world. Like, how did that come? How did that come to, how did that even happen? Right. So like, exactly when was this made? I have no idea. Right. But there was a process. There was a batch of these that were made. And like, what we want to do is make sure that people kind of understand that. So then you have a different appreciation of smoking a cigar. But, you know, the short answer is, man, it's just therapy. It's relaxing. To your point, yes, it's going to take about an hour. And I'm with that hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah, it's a happy place, man, really,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's the casual part of it, right? You know, doing it whether in your garage, on your deck, with people, listening to music, not listening to music, drinking, not drinking. It should be your happy place, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the whole reason why true cigar smokers smoke as heavily as they do.
And I'll throw you, you know, I think you guys have witnessed as well as you're smoking, is that like, this is one thing that you can do, and you'll meet all kind of people from all walks of life.
The network is real.
And absolutely. And, you know, it doesn't matter if you got 2 pennies in your pocket or you got, you know, $30 in your pocket. It doesn't matter. You know, people are people, and it gives you the opportunity to meet people that you normally probably wouldn't interact with. But you both share a common theme, which is you enjoy smoking a cigar and you enjoying the things that come out of smoking a cigar, which again, in my case, it's therapy, it's relaxing. And that's, you know, that's why I do it.
That fellowship that comes along with it, the lifelong friendships you make. I mean, you're sitting in there, and Shami, shout out to OC and Shami. Shami, me and him and a couple other guys had a cigar back in the day. So it just brings on a bunch. I hear what you're saying. It just brings on a bunch of camaraderie that you might not get just passing somebody down the street. You know what I mean? It's common life, a common goal, and common thing that you come to do in the shop. So I get it. Yeah.
Hey, can we go back to the schedule? You said
Yeah.
Friday. You had
My
the
bad.
cigar
I didn't
talk.
mean to derail.
Ah, you
that.
good?
No, you good. That's what I'm here for, Sean. That's
All
what I'm
right.
here
That's
for.
all right.
What's
That's
next
all
on Friday? What's
Yeah,
next on
because so
Friday?
we got the cigar talk where we're gonna be giving out knowledge, which I'm excited about, because I think a lot of new smokers don't understand
Yeah.
what they should be trying to pick up, or how they go about developing their palate. So I'm excited about that. So what we got after that? What's the nightlife?
Yeah, nightlife. That's when we're gonna party under the stars once again.
Turn up.
That's the big one, right?
Yeah, so we got the black tie event that night, and we're really happy to have that hosting at American Prime in McLean, Virginia. We're gonna have the outside area, bar area locked down for us. We're gonna have a silent auction there, and during that silent auction, every dollar raised at that silent auction will go to the 2 charities as well. We'll have music playing in the background, good vibes only. We're gonna have open bar, so people can pair wear with their cigars. We'll have cigars being sold out there. It's really a feel good dress up. I ain't met a person alive that don't want to put on the tux.
Exactly.
I ain't met a person alive that don't want to put on the tux.
Yeah.
So everybody going to have to reach deep back in the back of the closet for this one, right? So that tailors off Friday night. Saturday morning event that Kay and I that's real close to Kay and I is the 9/11 Memorial Walk, 5K walk on the National Mall. We really wanted to add that component to make sure with the dates falling on 9/11 to not pay homage and respect to what happened on that day.
Yeah, you have to.
Will be a failure on our part, right? So we want to take some time out from the kicking it aspect and make sure that we all come together and in remembrance of what happened on that day. So a 5K walk on the mall. We'll probably have some
Sweat out that alcohol.
Yeah, sweat out that alcohol.
Got to get ready for Saturday night.
That's right.
Gotta get
Closing
ready.
it out.
You gotta
That's
get
right.
ready, and then right after the walk from 2 to 8, which is the big boy, the closure, the finale. We have literally shut down a city block at Petworth Cigars to have an old-fashioned DC block party. We got Secret Society, DJ Biggs, got Aladdin the Prince who's gonna host it for us. This thing is gonna be crazy, right? When is the last time you've seen a city block shut down for a cigar event?
Been a while.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
And so that's gonna take us home, and that's just a feel good moment right there. Like
Right.
come in, get the vibes, get some cigars, and extremely grateful for Petworth Cigars for allowing us to use their venue and helping us with the block closure and things of that nature.
And I'm gonna kind of point one other thing out to you, because I think it'd be remiss if I didn't point this out. One of the things something else that makes us different is that Our event is not going to just be held at a bunch of cigar lounges like a lot of other events do. Now, we have incorporated 4, 5 cigar lounges in all the things that we're doing. So when we're at Eaton Hotel on the rooftop, we have a cigar lounge that will be hosting the selling of cigars in there. At the Cigar Talk, we have another cigar lounge. I mean, we've incorporated cigar lounges into everything we're doing.
That's awesome.
What we didn't want to do is just have people show up at a cigar lounge and smoke cigars like they always do. So, you know, you kind of getting back to what's the difference between some other places is that they do events at cigar lounges and they may throw a DJ in there, but it's the same experience you would have over and over again. And what we try to do is find places that are outside the cigar lounge, even Petworth. We're using Petworth cigars, but you won't be smoking inside Petworth cigars. You will be smoking outside.
Right.
But we are utilizing multiple lounges in everything that we're doing because we want them to be a part of what we're trying to cultivate here.
Yeah, I think
But that also goes back, not to cut you off, to what you were saying, how you want to include everybody. And I know from our experience when we do events at Cigar Lounge, the people that don't smoke that'll come support, they're not as likely to come out because it's in a closed environment. So I do like that. Go ahead. What were you gonna say? Sorry to cut you off.
No, I think the only thing that I would have loved, and it's really hard in 3 days, I would have loved to incorporate more lounges to be a part of the week. And that's a big thing as we go into next year for DC Smoke, as we expand this thing. Be on the lookout because we're going to capture more of the beauty of DMV lounges throughout the area.
Yeah, man, I think that, you know, it's great that y'all are definitely getting these lounges involved. And, you know, far too many times, you know, being in this area for a while and smoking since I was 19, far too many areas, lounges in this area, they play against each other. So I'm happy that y'all are bringing that, changing the narrative, as we say, and making this game, especially in our community, knowledgeable, notable, and just straight up positive. So, you know, we applaud you for that, man. That's big, and that's what it's about. You know,
we've had other lounges say, hey, I want to get involved, and we would love to get everybody involved, but I'm not going to have 3 or 4 lounges set up trying to sell cigars at an event, right? It just doesn't make sense. But I would offer to these lounges, you know, if you want to get involved, and because this is really about a cause. If you want to sponsor and some level of sponsorship in some way, that's still available. If you have items that you want to donate to our silent auction, or even the raffles that we're going to be doing, please feel free to get involved. I mean, we encourage it, and we're looking for more support. Unfortunately, it's not a matter of, hey, yes, I want to get involved because I want to sell my cigars. I would love for you to do that, but obviously, it just doesn't make sense to have multiple cigar lounges posted up at one event, right? It's just doesn't make sense.
And one of the things we're doing to pay homage to the local lounges, every cigar lounge owner has a free ticket to DC Smoke, without a doubt.
Gotcha.
Want them all to come experience and have fun with this, and to look forward to what we're going to do with them next year.
That's also good marketing.
Yeah.
Because if they come, people will come. I like that.
Yeah. So as this thing airs, if you are a cigar lounge out there in the DMV area, please reach out to us. You can hit me find me on Facebook. You can find me through Cips and Sticks.
Website.
You can find us through DC Smoke on Instagram. You can
shout out the website real quick.
Yeah, let's put your plugs out there. Put your plugs out there.
Website dcsmokeweek.com. That's where you go to one-stop shop for all, get your tickets, the itinerary, hotel information, etc. And then dcsmokeweek@gmail.com if you need more detailed information. That will get to both Kay and I, and we're happy to answer any questions.
And there's even on the website, there's a contact form. If somebody has questions, if somebody wants to do some sponsorship, send it to that. We'll get the email and we'll respond back to you guys promptly. But we welcome any support, and we welcome everyone.
Outside of the cigar game, let's go back to the I'm very interested in the Big Circle Foundation. If one wanted to come
Full circle.
I'm sorry.
right?
Circle.
Full
It
circle.
sounds similar. It's all the same. Complete, full. It's all.
So
It's complete circle though.
yeah, so full circle. I'm sorry. My apologies. How would one get if they wanted to come and be a volunteer, or how can one get in touch with you guys through that? And then how can one look that information up?
So we have a website. It's completecircle.org, completecirclefoundation.org. We're online. Again, there's a form online if you want to reach out to us around sponsorships or around just general contacting. Donations. You know, we've been getting hit up around doing some different things, and there's a number of different things that we're going to do probably going into the fall, winter time, around some different community related events. So we are very open to being involved in different things. I think they just had they're going to be running even a ad on KYS. Kathy Hughes does her support Black businesses. We're going to be one of the businesses she's going to be highlighting this week. There's a lot of opportunities, and again, we are open. So you know, we really have a passion for giving back. We want to really make a difference in the community. So yeah, if somebody has something that they're looking to venture into business-wise, or even around doing some kind of charitable type thing, please reach out and get in touch with us.
Yeah, and I think that's huge for us because Complete Circle is more than just smoking cigars, right? It just so happened the two founders love cigars. Every one of our board members happen to love cigars. So it was only right that our first big event, charitable event, was going to be around cigars. But we're going to have other large events that are going to be focused on giving back, where we're going to choose new charities each time that won't be so cigar centric. Yeah, some more to come on that.
Yeah, makes sense, man. Well, hey, man, y'all. Anybody else got any questions? I got
one more question. So you guys, like you said, you've been smoking cigars for a long time, but now you're kind of moving into the business side of the cigar industry.
Yeah.
Can you speak to your experiences, how your reception been into that culture? Because it's different when you're a consumer. You know, you go in, you buy a cigar, you pick what you want. But when you move up to more, like you said, a business mindset of developing business relationships, how have you been received on that level?
I'll say something you want to.
Yeah. So there's been kind of even with this event we're doing right now, there's been kind of what we're doing is different than a Big Smoke or some of these large cigar type industry events. So like when we sit down, a couple of things. We sit down and we talk to people about, hey, we're going to do this DC Smoke Week. The first thing that came in their mind was these big smoke events where you have all the manufacturers show up and they're showing you all their new cigars and all that kind of stuff. And what we're doing is trying to change the mindset that no, that's not what this is. That's not what this is. We don't want all the manufacturers here. We want people to understand the importance of smoking a cigar and the value behind smoking a cigar. So, you know, when we sit and talk to a Placencia, for example, you know, sometimes the first question is, well, who else is going to be there? Yeah. And I can say, okay, well, it's going to be maybe you and another brand. And then they're like, well, I don't understand what you guys are doing, right? Because these big cigar brands are used to doing kind of the trade show type of
right.
And what we're doing is trying to create an experience where it's very targeted around a couple of brands that we've partnered with.
It's for the people.
And it's really about the people. And if you can get the people interested, if you can get the people understanding what they're doing as far as smoking a cigar, then the brand at that point in time will sell itself. But then maybe when we do the next event, we have a different brand and we give them a different experience around that particular brand. So on the business side of it, it's been interesting because one, you're kind of changing the mindset around what you're trying to create. And it's the same thing even with on the spirits. So Uncle Nearest is a great partner. Shout out Uncle Nearest. You know, there's other people that we looked at as well. But Uncle Near said, hey, we're all in. We believe in what you guys are doing. And I think that's the biggest part of it, because what we're doing for this event, we want to carry on through all our other events, and we want this to be a partnership. So like as we do other events, our other events will also be sponsored by some of these groups as well. This isn't just a one and done type of thing. And I think that from a business standpoint, business is all about trust. It's all about trust. So as we're moving this thing forward, the main thing that we want to do is build up trust with our partners, right? So that we have a ongoing, continual relationship that we can go out, we can really educate the community on things that we're trying to do.
Yeah, and actually it benefits them as you bring them business.
Yeah.
And so the next time they do something, they might invite you to come have a part of it.
Correct.
I like that.
Correct.
I like that.
Correct. I mean, you can go out to Uncle Nearest's website right now and go click on the events, and you'll see DC Smoke listed as one of their major events. So it's a big deal to us.
Yep.
It's a big deal to us, and we really embrace and cherish the relationship that we have.
That's dope.
Nice.
That's dope.
I got a personal ask. You guys can share or not, but every time I see y'all on social media, y'all got the fly fedoras on, man. So we are buying those from, man.
Yeah, man.
Man.
Plug it.
Hey, listen, man. We work for the CIA, man. We can't tell you all.
Can't tell you all of it.
Man.
I got you.
I will tell you this. I'll tell you this. We get asked this a lot. So there are a lot of very good hat companies out there. It all really comes down to price point and how much you want to pay.
Right.
So we do everything from kind of buying what I would call big box from certain manufacturers to doing custom stuff. It just kind of depends. So it depends on how much you pay.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I kind of gear people, because I can list off 5 or 6 different websites right now, whether it be
Keith and James.
Yeah, I can name them all, and it all depends on how much you want to spend, right?
Right.
So I will tell you, just for our event, we have a company called Fedora Designs that will be at our event. You can go follow her on Instagram at Fedora Designs. She's based out of Atlanta. She's gonna come through with some great hats. She's gonna come through with some great hats. I would encourage everyone. You talk about, hey, where do you get some of these hats? Some of my hats that I have, I've done some unboxings on my Facebook. She'll be here.
Yep.
We got some hats. Like, look, check this one out right
now. It's killer. Oh, all right. Yeah.
That was a shameless plug.
That was a shameless.
Shout out Fedora Design. So I mean, so it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. But I think to really answer your question is, yes, this is part of who we are. Right. And it's not so much, we do this as a gimmick. I wear hats. I dress up. When you see me, you're gonna generally see me, dressed up. But that's just kind of how I move.
Yeah.
And
it's your brand.
I'm not trying to push this on anybody else. This is just how we move. So it is what it is. Now, but if you really want to sit and talk about some hats, we'll help you out. Like this hat here, I got the hat, but then I've done all the other stuff today.
Yeah, clean.
We also trick our own hats out as well, just because we know what we want, we know the feel, and we know what we want it to look like.
It's a whole vibe, man.
Yeah, it's a personality thing too, right?
Yeah,
I always say, if you're gonna get into fedoras, number one, you gotta know your personality that you want to shine in that hat, right? So if you see something you like it, buy it, right? Yeah. And then the rest will come at that point.
Absolutely, good stuff, man.
Yeah, being a hat guy, man. I think we're all hat guys, but I'm more of a fitted hat, but I've been looking into possibly doing some brands, some designer fitted hats and stuff like that, man. So I wear a hat with a suit in a heartbeat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Come on.
I can tell you now for those events you're gonna see us at, we're gonna come with it.
We got some new ones.
And I want y'all to come with it too. Everybody put
Absolutely.
clothes on and come on out, man. This is
man.
a great opportunity to do that.
Yeah, man. All right, man. So look, this is gonna bring us into our next little step, man. We got a new thing we want to do. We want to do the king seat. Y'all guys are sitting in the king seat, so we want to shoot off some questions, kind of like a hot seat thing.
Okay.
We'll shoot off 5 questions to you guys, man. Y'all both answer it as best as you can. All right, here we go. Maduro or natural?
Oh, Maduro.
Oh,
All day.
Maduro for me.
Maduro.
My man.
All day.
I don't smoke nothing else but Maduro.
Yeah.
Double
Okay.
Maduros, triple Maduros, all Maduro.
I'm just gonna shoot off two to you. Box press or Turos?
Turo.
Turo.
Turo. All right. Dark or light?
Oh,
When
dark.
it comes to the liquor.
Liquor. Woo, man, we drink a lot of liquor.
I drink. I drink
Hey, we gonna vibe just right.
It depends. It really depends on the vibe I'm trying to have, man. That question go either way, man. Because I'm big on tequila as well. Some people they hear it, they like, oh, and there are some great sipping tequilas out here that pairs perfectly with cigars. So it just depends on the vibe, man. But love my scotches, love my Mac 12s, Mac 15s, Mac 18s, Old Bonds, etc. So it just depends on the vibe I want to have that day.
So me, I pretty much drink everything except gin. And I don't. I go back and forth. I have a glass of tequila right now, and then you switch up and throw some Tito's in there, I'll drink that. You switch up, throw some scotch in there, I'll drink that. So for me, I'm kind of ambidextrous. I just don't do gin. Now,
Smart man.
I'll try something if you got something new, but it's not my.
You guys gonna have to get my tequila palate together, man, because my youth days of tequila, I ain't got good good memories of that, man.
It's the same thing with gin, right? Like I mean, we've all had bad experiences with something, and hey, I need to shy away from it. But I'll just say on the tequila piece, tequila has normally been a drink that people take as a shot, and when you
sip on it.
Yeah, when you're doing shots on anything, it's gonna have some negative impact to your body.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I would say this on tequila, like there's some great tequilas, some great sipping tequilas. Don't take them as shots.
Please
Enjoy the flavor.
Yeah, everything in moderation, man.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, I see what's going on.
All right, well, see, y'all named off two. I'm gonna give y'all two, man. Scotch or bourbon?
Scotch all day. All day.
All right, last question for you. It's gonna be a three-part. Full body, medium body, or morning light smoke.
I mean, for me, full body all day.
Body.
Morning or night?
From morning to night, y'all. Full body from day.
Oh yeah, that's easy. Morning, yeah. I started my
That's
day.
that first one in the morning.
I started this morning with a percent.
I'll start off with a digger, a double Aguero,
Yeah.
LFD. I do that. I mean, like this. I do all full body.
Yeah.
Full body, wines, everything.
Yeah.
I'm all full body.
Hey man, anybody?
Sounds like experience to me.
Anybody?
hey, look, this ain't a game, man.
Man, it ain't a game.
It ain't a game.
Man, anybody that can start off with a full body early in the morning. I mean, I've been smoking a minute, but I ain't been able to do that, dog.
I gotta eat breakfast.
Yeah, well, hey, look, man. We want to thank you guys, man, for taking the time out of y'all busy schedule to come on, plug what y'all got going on, the positivity you got going on. It's nothing but praises from over here to you guys, man. We look forward to getting up with you guys and doing the cigar talk. One last time, do me this, man. Can y'all give y'all plugs out for our followers and our listeners?
Absolutely. So number one, go follow us at DC Smoke Week on IG and Facebook. Number two, DC Smoke Week, September 9th through the 11th. 3 days, 6 events. Go get your tickets right now. And if you have any questions or anything like that, just hit us up on all platforms.
And we also have, we talked a little bit about, we have another part of our business is our freestyle group.
Okay.
So you can go hit us on Instagram at Freestyle Life 444 on Instagram.
See all the adventures.
See everything. See what we do, and we kind of, obviously our DC Smoke Week is really more about our event. Freestyle Life is more about what we do just on a weekly basis. And if you have any problems checking it out, let me just kind of show you the shirt. Here's what it looks like. Here's the logo.
Hey, y'all came prepared today, right?
That's how we move, baby.
I can dig it.
Yeah, capitalize on every moment.
Hey man, so go check it out, man. We got a lot of good things coming, man, and you know, real talk, thank you guys for this platform because
Absolutely.
as we grow, we would love for you guys to grow with us. So like, you know, as I told Reggie, I want, and when we had the call, I want to make sure that we have a, you know, again, this is an ongoing relationship, man. It's not a one and done. So let's look at ways that we can kind of capitalize on everything that we do, and as brothers helping brothers out, but most importantly, businesses helping other businesses out. So let's.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Well,
support black businesses for sure.
Yeah, we applaud you guys, man. We thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you.
So, hey, anybody that, you know, our listeners on here, man, check us out, Sips and Sticks, Instagram, Facebook. Check out, we're on podcasts, all platforms. Whether you have Spotify to Apple to Google, we're on everything. So check us out. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook. And again, man, we applaud you guys. We thank you guys. And till next time, man, we'll holler at y'all and keep moving forward and stay on that positive trend, man.
No
See
doubt.
everybody soon, man.
Keep changing the
Cracking
narrative
the code.
and cracking the code.
Right, baby. DC Folk Week, baby.
Safe.
All right,